Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 21 shows Boruto swooping in at the last second and saving Konohamaru. Now we know Kashin Koji hates this idea. Boruto showing up on the battlefield causes all kinds of problems, okay? It'll force the Shinju to show up, it won't give Konohamaru any chances to basically upgrade or find some new strength within him in the same way that Sarada did, and it also just basically causes so much trouble. It could potentially lead to Kashin Koji revealing himself. It could also mean that Boruto gets killed and then he won't be able to stick around for the rest of the fight or the rest of the quote-unquote war against the Shinju to defeat them. Not to mention Code and all of the other Otsutsuki problems that they're facing currently. So, that's all of the negatives. But what are the benefits of Boruto showing up? What are the positives, or what are the potential future positives that this would happen to create? The number one thing is saving Konohamaru means that he gets to still be a part of the battle. If Konohamaru got taken out right then and there because Kashin Koji felt that he was a necessary sacrifice, then maybe potentially saving him won't be of value later on down the line. You know, what if later on down the line they need somebody like Konohamaru or an extra shinobi to help fight the good fight, and Konohamaru is no longer around? You know, saving him gives him the potential to actually matter throughout the rest of the story. So, Boruto saving Konohamaru, yes, one, it's personal because he grew up and he very much loves and cares about Konohamaru. Two, it's like he's been there around since the beginning of Naruto. He's been right there, buddy with him. So it kind of feels like to get rid of his character makes no sense. And then the third thing is that, say what you want about him, he's still a Sarutobi. He's still working as the Hokage's aide. He's still a high-ranking Jonin shinobi. He's definitely the top, top of shinobis, excluding, the obvious favorites, the Uchiha and the Uzumaki / Boruto, Totsuki, and Kawaki, and all of them, right? So it just feels like he's still of value, he's still useful. And to get rid of him completely, because it might be a necessary sacrifice, isn't really worth it. The second thing is, it gets Boruto straight up into the center of the problems. It goes to show that everybody else on the team, or everybody else that wants to take on the Shinju, you can't do it alone. You need to do it as a team, together. You need to rely on each other in order to fight. Third thing, it could potentially be a very necessary thing. Him barging in there, I know it seems bad, but a big benefit of him jumping in and doing that, let's get all the mistakes out of the way early on. You know what I mean? So that way later on down the line, there's not as many. You know what I mean? Obviously Boruto jumping in disrupts a lot of the potential futures that Kashin Koji sees, but nothing's exactly 100% definite. The only definite that we really saw that Kashin Koji explained was the Shinju's creation. The Shinju being born were always going to be born. There was nothing they could do to prevent it. In the case of what happens in this story, Boruto tries to prevent it, and in trying to prevent it, it still happened anyway. So there was no avoiding that. And Kashin Koji says he's seen premonitions, or he's seen alternate futures where Boruto does get taken out by Jura, and kind of referencing what we already saw, him getting shot by the Biju bomb bullet by Jura. But he still didn't die, he still didn't lose, he's still a part of the battle, and nothing's 100% decided. And I'm willing to bet that Boruto pulls through. So, until chapter 22, we're not going to know exactly what's going to happen to everybody, but my assumption is that Boruto's going to save Konohamaru, he's going to get to Konohamaru, they're going to escape, and basically he's going to teleport everybody out. That's my assumption, that's my kind of hope. That's the only way they get out of this. Now, will they get the Soul Thorn bulbs before the Shinju arrive? I have no idea. But the main thing is that they escape with their lives intact, and then we figure it out from there. But until chapter 22, we don't know. So, what do you guys think are the biggest benefits of saving Boruto? Do you think that Konohamaru is going to really pitch in later on down the line, or do you think that maybe, you know what, maybe he should have let things played out a little bit more? You know what I mean? It's obviously personal, so we'll have to weigh those benefits and positives and negatives against each other. But I definitely think that him jumping in it's emotional, it's personal, and I think it's something that I myself would do too in that situation. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah.